Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who's new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is going to be a wrapping tutorial, and it's going to be this look. And everything you see here that is related to wrapping and turbans and shapers and all of that is of course provided by Wrapunzel, because this is a collaboration video with Wrapunzel, and I'm so happy that we have this going on because girls, we're almost up to a year. It's almost a year that we have started this collaboration, and this has been so good, so good. Anyway, so this is what we're going to do today, and I'm going to call this wrap the Girl from Ukraine wrap, because actually I could not come up with a name for this. And I asked my husband, what do you think first when you see this? And he said Ukraine. He said actually basket or Ukraine. So I went for Ukraine rather than basket. Anyway, so this is going to be the Girl from Ukraine wrap, and I'm going to show you how to do this because I wore this wrap in a different color scheme with my own scarves in one of my recent videos, and some of you contacted me after that and said, please do a tutorial on this. This looks like so complicated, and you will be surprised how easy it is. Super, super easy. It's gonna be super easy. Anyway, so let's just do that. I'll take this off and I'll be right back, and then we'll do the tutorial. Okay, hi my friends, welcome to the tutorial part. Okay, so I'm wearing my Wendy shaper. You can of course use a smaller shaper or a bigger shaper or different scarves, whatever you have, whatever you feel like. But for like the basics of this wrap is you need 4 scarves. As far as I can tell, this is how I do it, okay? So you need 4, and you can keep this all very, very simple and also very lightweight if all of the scarves you use are 2-in-1s, either the tough 2-in-1s or the original 2-in-1s, because they are super, super thin in the sense of super lightweight and don't have a lot of impact in the sense of being bulky. You know, they have a lot of impact color-wise and they're super easy to wrap, but they're not bulky. So if you have a problem with like having a lot on your head, then just do this wrap just with 2-in-1s. And actually 3 out of the 4 scarves that I'm using today are actually going to be 2-in-1s, but I'm just showing that because I'm using Wrapunzel scarves and this is the color scheme that I wanted to go for today, so that's what I'm using. I would personally have no problem also going for bigger scarves, obviously, but this is the color scheme. And first I'm going to use this 2-in-1, which is the original 2-in-1 in eggplant, which is really, really new to my collection, and I love this color. And I actually put this down in order to have a little bit of a darker backdrop for this whole braid situation that is going on, because I just love to make the braid stand out. But you can also do it in like the same color scheme, and I think if I find a picture of that wrap that I did, what I mentioned before in the intro, I'm gonna pop that up here so you know what I'm talking about, because that, as far as I remember, was very much in the same color scheme, which can also be really, really nice. So as I said, I'm just going to use what I have here, and that is this one for now. So this is the 2-in-1 in eggplant, and I'm going to just put this down as the base, and with both ends hanging down equally, and I will tie a knot. You don't have to. You can also just tie or wrap a regal wrap and not tie a knot, but that's just my personal preference that I absolutely always like to have at least 1 knot in my wraps, because it makes me feel so much more secure throughout the day. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm tying a knot, and then I basically continue just as if I'm wrapping a normal regal wrap. Just flipping this over, and it doesn't have to be super, super neat because we're going to obviously put the braid on top of this. So I'm just wrapping this once like this, and then I'm just trying to tug away the fringes. So in the wrap, that how I did that originally in my other video, I think the scarves that I used did not have fringes. That is a little bit more helpful, but I mean, it just takes like 2 minutes longer to tuck away all the fringes. It's not like, it's not the end of the world. So I'm just going to tuck this all away. I'm trying. And then we're going to get to actually the part that is even easier than tying a regal wrap. And for that you need obviously the 3 remaining scarves, and for that I'm using another 2-in-1, which is the tough 2-in-1 in purple. And let's just put that up here. Then I'm using the original 2-in-1 in Slate Blue, which is also very new to my collection, which is a very nice muted blue. Really, really like that. Also in combination with something that is a little bit more lively. It's really, really nice. And then to sort of tie these two together, I'm going to use this Melody scarf here. That is sort of also purplish and leaning a little bit into the cold blue also, or like into a cold lavender kind of a thing. So I'm going to use these three, and then I'm going to use two of these clear rubber bands, kind of these tiny ones. They're available anywhere, in any store I think where you can buy hair supply stuff. Okay, and now I'm going to take the ends of all three scarves, and I'm going to let the Melody scarf hang out a little bit longer because it is a little bit longer than the 2-in-1s. And then I'm just going to wrap this rubber band around just once, because it doesn't need to be super tight. And then I'm actually just going to braid a braid for the whole length. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll be right back and show you how it looks. Okay, my lovelies, here is the braid. This is where I started. This is where I tied the rubber band, and then I just braided it down. And here I'm going to tie the other rubber band that I have exactly where the first of them is basically ending. Okay, that was the shortest. That's where I tie the other rubber band. So now you can decide, of course, if you do a loose braid or if you do a tighter braid. So it all depends what kind of effect you want in the end. And I think because there is this Melody scarf in here, which sort of falls, depending on how it falls, it has different color effects, which adds, I think, a really, really nice thing, like a really nice effect to the whole braid. But of course you can do that if you want to go for something more lightweight than this. Then you can, of course, just use as the third scarf also a 2-in-1, which is then a little bit more smaller, more lightweight. But anyway, okay, so now I'm just going to put this down like about here, with both ends sort of hanging down the same way, and I'm going to cross it over. And I'm going to push this down pretty tight because I don't want it to super extend here on the sides. I want this to be flat against my head, and I'm going to cross it over behind my head. So now usually there is one side that is braided less, or braided shorter than the other. That it just always happens this way. So the one that is braided shorter, that ends closer to my head, I'm going to put that one down first, because I'm going to use the other one to sort of hide the unbraided part. Okay, so with a little bit of pull, I'm going to put the shorter side down. I'm going to just try to slide it in as much as I can behind the first braid. And then again, I'm going to pull a little bit, just so to make sure that this part here is tightly, the first part. The second part I'm not too concerned about, because I have no problem if it stands out like this on an angle. But I want this, the first braid, I want this to be close to my head. Okay, so now I'm pulling this a little bit, and then I'm just lining it up right behind the first braid. And as you can see, we covered up really, really nicely the sort of mess that was left from the first braid, because it was not braided all the way. And then I'm just going to push this part here behind that braid, obviously. So that is basically the wrap. And one more thing, if you're working with fringes, I thought that was really, really helpful. Now this looked pretty easy now. The time when I did the wrap before I filmed the intro, I actually had quite some trouble with all the fringes. So what I did was I just opened up this part here of the Melody scarf, and I just wrapped all the ends of the 2-in-1s inside and closed it around like this, and then tucked it away. And that makes it so super easy. You absolutely have no problems then with fringes sticking out. Okay, so this is basically the Girl from Ukraine wrap, because it looks like folklore. Does one say that, folklore? I think so. It looks like a girl in folklore. I think so. I don't know if it is really Ukrainian or if it's also Russian, or if it's like, don't put too much meaning into this. I just needed to give the wrap a name, and this is what it is. So quite frankly, I'll probably have forgotten the name in 2 weeks because I'm so bad with names, as you know. That's why I also have all the names of the scarves right in front of me with the everything, all the information, because I cannot remember it. So if you want to know and you haven't seen it, you want to maybe watch my collection video, my scarf collection video. I'm going to link it here, because there I showed you how I store my Wrapunzel scarves with all my labels and everything, because I just have to, you know. A girl has to be smart when you have a problem with remembering names. Okay, so this is how it looks. I think it is very charming. It is super easy, it goes super fast, and it has a big effect considering how easy it is and how fast it goes. So let me just show you all around. And like I said, this wrap in particular is super easy also with smaller shapers, because this part here is absolutely not connected to the rest of the wrap. So if you want to wrap it on a smaller shaper, you just wrap it around more times and tuck it away. Instead of here, you tuck it away here, and it really doesn't matter. So I think this is a universally usable wrap. Sort of. All right, my ladies, I hope you enjoyed this wrap and this tutorial. And if you do this wrap, please, if you upload pictures, tag me, and I'll be happy to look at you at the color schemes that you're coming up with. That is actually the most exciting part for me personally, always, because I super react to colors and color combinations. So I'm super excited to see what you come up with, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, then please give the video a like. And if you're new here to my channel or to the Wrapunzel channel, please subscribe to both of us. That would be really great. And leave your comments in the comment section. You find, of course, all the information in the description box. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you here next time for my next video on my channel, or for my next wrapping tutorial. And up until then, hugs and kisses. Bye.